Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jamie and I am a knitter and crafter located in the Western United States in Utah. I live with my husband and my 3 boys and my lovely dog Sophie, who will not be joining us for the whole podcast but decided she needed to be a lap dog for a minute. But I'm here to talk all about my knitting and what I've been up to, the test knits and finished projects, and I had something horrible happen with one of my test knits, so stick around for that because it's bad, you guys. I think it's bad. So we're going to do that. Hi, do you want to say hi? And then you gotta get down. Yeah, say hi. Hi everyone. Hi. All right, can you get down now? I'll see you in a little bit. Oh, thank you so much. Okay. All right, so I've got, what am I wearing? I am wearing my Beverly cardigan. This is by Taylor E. Owen, and I test knit this for her, and I absolutely love this sweater. I've talked about it before on the podcast. You can go back and watch that. Hi, yeah, I'm talking to the people, not to you. I know, but it's my turn to talk about knitting. You're not a very good listener when it comes to knitting. I know. So I've talked about the Beverly cardigan before. This is by Taylor E. Owen. She has a podcast on YouTube as well. It is a beautiful raglan shaped where you have lots of positive ease at the bust, and then you do decreases to the waist, and then it has a really nice long ribbing that just kind of makes it snatch right at your waist, and so it just gives you this beautiful shape, and I absolutely adore it. I knit mine in Cascade 220 in the chive color, and I just love this. This color with the gold buttons reminded me of my great grandma, who always wore gold and green, so I just loved it. So yeah, so cozy, so comfortable, and it's such good shaping. I love it. All right, so let's talk about my FOs. I have 2 FOs. One is a sad story, and the other one I can't show you the whole thing yet, but we can talk about it. So this brown one right here is beautiful. I love this color. It looks so good. I love it. It's like this nice coppery brown. Yes, so pretty. This is the Paulette pullover, and it's by Turquoise Toque Designs. I think Toque, that's like a Canadian hat. Toque, is that what it's called? So Turquoise Toque Designs, and it's beautiful. You guys, it's so beautiful. It's probably, well, it's the first time I've done a saddle shoulder. So there is a saddle shoulder on it, and then there are a few eyelets, and then it's just basic stockinette to the bottom, and then a few more eyelets, and then ribbing. So it's not hard, but you have to kind of do a little thinking when you're doing those eyelets and raglan increases at the same time. You kind of have to use your brain just a little bit, which was really nice. I really liked it. So I did test knit this. It comes out sometime after September 15th because that is when the test knit ends. No, after October 9th. September 15th has already passed, and that is when I finished this sweater. So yes, it took me from August 30th to September 15th, so only about 2.5 weeks, and I did have to like rip out a whole section and do it again because I did it wrong, and I had wrong counts anyways. So, but I was able to fix that really easily, and yeah, still got it done in like 2.5 weeks, so that is really good. The yarn I used is Kelburn Woolen. their brand, which I love. I love Kelborn Woolens. Not sponsored, but love them. It's the Andorra. Come on. There we go. It's the Andorra yarn, and it's in this beautiful copper color. So gonna go back. Okay. And these Earls, DK weight, but when you're knitting it, it feels like a fingering to a sport, but it does kind of bloom when you block it. It just really beautifully blooms, and it is 60% merino wool, 20% Highland wool, and then 20% mohair. And it does have just a little bit of a bite. And I'm wondering, like, there's these, I wonder if there's like a spot on my camera lens, or because that, yeah. Hang on. I'll have to look at that. And obviously my camera lens is having some issues. Okay. Hello. Anyways, there is some like guard hairs or something. I don't know if it's like the mohair or the Highland wool. Has just a little bit of a bite to it. And it's soft, but then it does have just a little bit of tooth to it, which is really nice for knitting. And I'm fine with it here. It's actually like my arms where I kind of feel it just itch once in a while. Is that focusing? Sorry, you guys, my camera is. Okay. So it has just a little bit, yeah, of just a little itch or a bite. So I do plan on wearing a shirt underneath it, but that mohair in it does give it just a nice halo. It's just a really beautiful. I would use this yarn again, but not on like a tight fitting shirt. It needs to be something where I can put something underneath it just to be more comfortable myself. But I do have fairly sensitive skin. I think if you don't, you'd be fine. And like I said, I think it's probably the Highland wool that's in it. I'm not sure, but there's something that gives it just a little bit of bite. Anyways, lovely. Yeah, this is called caramel. Sorry, I think I was calling it copper. It's the caramel color. So pretty. I love it. All right, now on to my sad story. All right. I showed you this sweater last week, and I think I just needed to do sleeves. This is the Engelen sweater by Colorway Knits. Let me get it here. Do you guys remember the sweater from last week? And I did the test knit for this, and it should come out somewhere time after October 25th. And I knit it from August 12th to September 7th. So about a month it took me. I knit size large, and I ended up having to go up a few needle sizes than she did. So she's either a really loose knitter or just something was off, because we use the same kind of yarn. So we both used Malabrigo Rio, and I used Natural Azul Profundo and Apple Green. And yeah, I had to go up a couple needle sizes. But here's what happened. So I knit this, and I blocked the top half. I think I just steam blocked the top half of the before I split for sleeves, because I wanted to make sure that that fit before splitting for sleeves. And first of all, I did swatch this, and I did wet block my swatch, and I swatched with all my colors. I swatched in the pattern. So technically I did everything right. Let's just put that out there. But when I finished this sweater and I wet blocked this sweater after it was all finished, the blue, the Azul Profundo, bled. So now my sweater is blue on blue. So it looks better on camera than it does in person. And but it is, the white is now blue. And like I said, on camera, you can't see it as well as in person. But on the sleeves, I have streaks of blue coming down the sleeves. And I wish people could see what I see. This spot right here. Can you see that? But I do. It has streaks of blue that come down. I was able to take pictures that you couldn't tell too much in it and sent those to the designer and completed the test knit. And my husband, he is a man and can't tell the difference, and what is that? Thinks that it's fine and that it's not that big a deal and that I should just wear it. And I probably will because it is really warm. It just doesn't show as much on camera as it does in person. But I was really disappointed. I didn't cry, but I was really disappointed that it ran. And if anybody knows, then let me know, because my swatch didn't run. So I don't know if my water was too hot. I tried to just use like a lukewarm water. Or if it's because I used a natural undyed wool, and so there was no dye in the cuticle of the yarn, and so when it did bleed, the natural wool sucked it in. I didn't use a color catcher. I didn't have any. I didn't think about it. Next time I do color work, I'll definitely use a color catcher in my water and make sure my water is cool. So those are the things I can think of, like maybe not using a natural wool and then using a color catcher, maybe putting some vinegar in. I don't know. It is what it is. I told my husband I'll use it for camping or the cabin, and I won't worry about getting spaghetti sauce on it, because at this point, who would care? So it's really cozy because of that Fair Isle. It makes it like double thick, and it's already a worsted weight, and so it's really nice and cozy, and it is a beautiful knit, and I would recommend it to anyone, especially if you want an all over color work, because of that band in the middle. When you split for sleeves, you do this band, and then you don't have to worry about keeping your color work in line while you're trying to pick up or split for sleeves and add stitches and all that, because you just do a couple of bands of color and then you go back into the Fair Isle knitting. And so it's a really nice, beginner friendly for Fair Isle knitting. So I really do recommend this pattern. It is beautiful. It is by Colorway Knits, and I will put on my Instagram when it's been published and available for purchase, because it is a beautiful pattern. Maybe I'll knit it again in different colors. I don't know, but you know, what are you gonna do? What are you doing? All right, so now let's talk about my whips. The whip I've been working on the longest is my you know, people can't see you, so they think I'm just talking to the floor. Hi, you are just needy today. Now, is my heirloom sweater, which is here, my heirloom cardigan. And we have one sleeve completed. And that line of dark blue is just counting stitches for me. But I do have one sleeve done. So we are making progress. This week, or before next time I come back on the podcast, I want to have this sleeve at least picked up, if not finished. That would be great. So it is coming along. That one I am knitting for a knitting group that I'm in with my local yarn store. And I think that's kind of our biggest project of the year. It's been a big one. But I'm really happy with it. I knit like 60 of those squares and then just trying to assemble it. But I am being really slow about it. I should be done with it by now, but I'm just not. So I used a US size 8 and I'm knitting it in Barocco Vintage DK, and I started it on July 3rd and we are still working on it. I'm telling people that maybe I'll have it for next winter. And it's by Katrin Seeberger. So yeah, all of that will be linked below, but it's beautiful and it's coming along, and I do have a sleeve done, so I'm happy about that. All right, then I have 2 more test knits that I'm working on. One is the Atami cardigan, and it is by Blue Mouse Knits. I am knitting the size 3 with a US 5 and a US 7, and I am using Barocco Vintage DK again for this. So that's the same yarn I'm doing the heirloom cardigan in. So this is a cardigan that is knit from the bottom up, and I am just finished the body. So you've got 2 inches of a ribbing, and then you knit bottom up until you have 12.75 inches. I went to 14 inches because I'm 5'7.5", 5'8", and I find, and I like my garments a little longer than I think is popular right now. So I did knit it just a little longer. She said that was fine. So it's a bottom up cardigan with drop sleeves, and it will be beautiful. I'm loving this chocolatey brown color. It's just gorgeous. Loving it. So not too much to look at right now, but beautiful. And I was thinking about buttons for this one, and I think I'm gonna try to do some cloth covered buttons for that. And so I went and got this fat quarter that I think I'm gonna try to make buttons out of it. It's very like 70s inspired sunflowers, and I just think that that will be really pretty. The lighting is not great today. We're getting into fall lighting outside. So while I was picking up stuff, I needed another skein of the Barocco DK because I was really close, and then I was adding length and I was like, oh no, what if I don't have enough? And so I started freaking out. So I went back to the yarn store and got another skein. It's the same dye lot, so I was grateful for that. But this Barocco Vintage DK is 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon, and it just makes for a really beautiful material. It's really nice. It does say, what does it say? It does say machine wash. I don't know if I would ever do that, but it says machine wash inside out in cold water, gentle cycle, lay flat to dry. So I don't know if I would ever be brave enough to put it in the washing machine, but it says you can. But it's beautiful. good yarn to do like baby knits or hats or something if it's able to go in the washing machine. But while I was there, I picked up these cute stitch markers because I was feeling the fall. Come on. Come on, come on. There we go. Look at those cute leaves. Lots of different colors. Oh yeah. So cute. These are made by a local to me person. Her name's Vicky. And they are from Stitchin' Whimsy. And I think she only sells them at our local yarn store. She's in our knitting group and she's way cute. And she just makes the cutest stitch markers. I showed her fish on a Instagram post the other day because it was so cute. My boys were out fishing and I thought this stitch marker of a fish is the closest thing I'm gonna get to fishing. So I shared it, but so cute, and I'm loving the fall and the beautiful fall browns, obviously. I'm feeling those. Fall is my color, fall is my season, so I'm just happy it's finally coming around. Yay! All right, and then I have another test knit, which I just barely started. It is called the sweater is called Pensive Purple, and it's also by Turquoise Toque Designs, and it is a bottom-up sweater, drop shoulder. And I already pinned it up, I think. But I am knitting it in this beautiful peach color. I am so excited for it. It's this beautiful peachy pink. I'm not much of a pink person, but this is just beautiful peach. This is Knitting for Olive Poppy Rose, the mohair and silk. And then Cascade Heritage in, what was it called? They don't ever put it on here. Dusty Peach or Light Peach? I'm not sure. Did I write it down? No. Anyways, it's beautiful. This is 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon, so just a fingering weight sock yarn. But it's so pretty, and you put those two colors together and they're beautiful. So I'm excited about that. It has beautiful cables in it, and it is beautiful. I probably will add an inch or two to the body of that one as well, just because I'm nervous. Knitting bottom up, I just get nervous that it's just gonna be a little short. And I think I'm that way because I have knit so many of my shirts just a tad shorter than I ultimately would like them to be. So I'm trying to be conscious of that. My last work in project is Christmas slippers, and I have one done, and the other one I have turned the heel, and I am just needing to knit the foot. So I just need to do it. I'm not very motivated, but I do just need to do it. The pattern I am using is on a website. I'll link it down below so you can get the pattern for free. And it is called Bulky Weight Top Down Socks. And it says for Magic Loop, but I'm using DPNs because I am not a fan of Magic Loop. I get laddering and I'm not a fan. I should practice and just get better at Magic Loop, because I bet it would actually be easier than DPNs, because the DPNs are probably why I am not too motivated to work on it. What is this? Oh, Spoonflower's having a sale, guys, if you need some material. So my watch. So I should learn to do Magic Loop better, because I probably would like it better than DPNs if I would practice it. I like small, like 9-inch circulars. That's what I do all my sleeves and my socks out of. I have a hard time with DPNs or magic loop. So I just need practice, and I just need to get motivated to finish that pair of slippers, because I do have 4 more pairs of slippers I need to make after this pair. So I do need to get motivated. So yeah. The only other thing that I have been thinking about is my knitting group, our last project of the year is a Stephen West shawl. I'll put it up on screen. I don't remember which one it is, like Spinology or something. I don't know. I'll put it on screen. And it has 5 colors in it, and it's a worsted weight, I believe. And I've been thinking that I want to add some of my hand spun yarn. She's sniffing around my tripod, and I'm like hoping she doesn't knock into it. What are you doing? You want to come up? Come in. Oh, goodness. So I think I want to put some of my hand spun yarn into that shawl. And so I've pulled a couple. Now I have a subscription to Hello Yarn. So a lot of my fiber comes from there. And I think all of this has, but I don't know the names of what I have here. So this is actually 2 different colorways from them that have been spun together. So it's got purples and browns and grays in it. It's just, so it's really pretty, it's nice. And then the other one that I have is this one, which is also, this is just 2 of the same. So I get 2 of the same colorways every month because I like to have a lot of fiber, a lot of yarn. So this has like those caramel browns, those light yellowy golden browns, and then some light blue and purple. And I was thinking I could put these together in the shawl. And then I was looking through the fiber that I have, and I have this that I haven't spun yet, and I have 2 of this one. It's called Still Air, and it has like light purples and blues and peaches in it. So I could spin this as well, and so I'd have a little more of that light of those same colorways. And that would give me 3 multicolor skeins, and then I could come up with like a dark purple and like a light blue or a light yellow or something, or even just, I don't know, dark brown and white. Something just kind of neutrals to put with them and make this shawl. That's what I'm thinking right now. But I do need to spin this up. I do have a spin on my spinning wheel right now. I'll put some pictures of it in because it's on my spinning wheel upstairs. So yeah, I don't think this one's very, the one I'm working on right now is very fall. It has more reds and oranges, which I just don't think go, I don't know, it could, but I don't know that I want to put it with this. I like that these both have like that purple. I don't know. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm just kind of got that on the back of my head of what colors I want to use for that shawl and what that I want to spin for most of it. So yeah, so I'm working on that. And then the one on my spinning wheel is also from Hello Yarn, and it's called Gnome Home. Isn't that cute? Gnome Home. And I think it's a really pretty color. Lots of autumnal colors in there. It's kind of an autumnal rainbow, and I like it. So I just pull the fibers apart so that you get smaller colored segments and spin them together. So it's called a fractal spin if you're down the spinning rabbit hole. Ha! I've been spinning. My camera thinks I should be done, but I've been spinning for longer than I've been knitting. I kind of went to knitting in a roundabout way. So I had a color book YouTube channel, and so I would color a lot, and I took a summer off from coloring and I was just burnt out and I needed some new craft to do. And so I did macrame with my husband one night and I was like, this is awesome. Yeah, this is cool. So I started doing macrame, but like reaching up, doing this, like it was hurts my shoulders. I have some back issues from injuries. And so I was like, eh. So then I started weaving. I got like a little loom and I was weaving, and while weaving I was like going through the weaving rabbit hole and learned about spinning, and so I started spinning yarn to weave the yarn. And then I had all this yarn that I was spinning and I was like, I need something else to do with this yarn. And so then I saw that my local yarn store had knitting classes, and so then I started going to knitting classes. So then I started knitting. I know most people start with knitting and go to spinning. I started with spinning and went to knitting. So I've got, yeah. So I've been knitting. My 2-year knit-iversary comes up in October. So I've been spinning or knitting for 2 years and spinning for probably about 3 years. So it's fun. I like it. And I still do some other painting crafts and stuff as well. But we have a good time. Huh, Sophie? You're gonna pass out on my lap? All they get to see is your little bum here. She is a cuddly dog. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend, that you find time to do whatever brings you joy and fills your cup up and gives you the energy to do all the stuff we don't like to do. Because that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be knitting and spinning and filling my cup so that I can do the things that I don't like to do and don't want to do. And I hope you guys are doing the same and finding joy and happiness and relaxation in your crafts. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!